hello, VGF.
Just like that?
It's like that.
Hi.
Hi.
I was going to see, make sure that it was live. All kosher. Yeah, shows on my end.
It does on yours?
Yep.
Okay. I'm using a different streaming platform, so it doesn't look the same as, like, I don't see your channel in there, but that's okay. So I've been seeing a bunch of like talk about this creator capital market or creator capital markets. And
Grab one of those two overlays.
so first of all, everybody who's tuning in, VGF is always my like sounding board. And so I feel like that is helpful for everyone else to have somebody that can like take all of the crazy and kind of help you distill it. It isn't that like he distills it for me. Like he tries, but that doesn't happen. But what I'm thinking about is like what a massive, creator capital markets means what? Like creators can make money now. Like we've always been able to make money, but it means something different because there's like tokenization and coining everything. Tell me how you feel about that.
Well, so I think the opportunity is that like the creator is able to attract and accrue more of the value that they generate towards these networks, right? Like,
yeah,
in creator economies, you've got affiliate deals, you've got
right,
kind of the reselling market and a whole bunch of stuff like that, or like brand deals and that kind of thing.
yeah.
But in this way, ideally, the creator is able to accrue and capitalize on more of the value that they're driving to some of these more obscure markets, whether that's by content virality, attention that they're driving to the brand, that kind of stuff. It's a lot of the intangibles,
right.
It's not just direct sales. What are you able to convert? So I think that's where a lot of the opportunity is. It's not just the numbers that you're driving, but like if you were to have a creator coin or something of that nature, and you're at say 1,000 followers or 10,000 followers, I think the belief is that you would then be able to drive more attention, drive more value to that token, as you're able to continue to generate more value, more content.
So you think that like creator coins, and you obviously know how I feel about it, but like for those people watching, I'm not a fan of creator coins. I think they're stupid. Let's just say it how it is.
Well, no, here's where I think the way that many people are currently executing them is silly. I think that it is far from solved. And I think that opting into tokenizing full stop everything is also silly. Like, I don't think everything needs to be tokenized. Might it be right for someone? Sure. But I think that is the default that many people are opting into is not right for most creators. And so that's where I think that it's somewhat muddied the waters a little bit, because I think when most people think creator coins, they now have a brand and a token that they associate with that, and one methodology of execution, when in reality, we simply haven't gotten to the point where creators have the tools and the ability to distribute those tokens in the way that they want.
Okay, well, in a perfect world, how would that work for you?
I think just having the ability for creators to choose how they like, because so another kind of really popular, the flywheel type thing, right?
Okay.
Right now a creator opts into something like, let's use Zora as an example.
Okay.
And everything gets tokenized. Everything,
Yeah.
every post, every bit of content is a coin. And ideally, that's driving value to the creator, the tax, the transaction fees are accruing value in a way that ideally the creator isn't having to dump to get any value out of that, right?
Yeah.
And in an ideal world, I think that there is some mechanic where the creator is able to create content, drive value on that content. Speculators are buying the tokens, whatever. But that there's no intrinsic reason aside from speculation for most of these things to exist. And right
Yeah,
now,
but
there's
okay, so like why not just tip people? That's my whole I don't get it. Like I understand where you're coming from and you're very logical and you're straightforward about all of these things. I still don't understand why anybody would need like it's for me it's tripping over dollars to pick up pennies.
and
So
I think that there is something to that, but that okay. So going to back to the creator thing, a lot of creators don't get those brand deals, right?
yeah, that's true.
A lot of creators don't know how that, and that's
Okay, but wait. Okay, so if they're not big enough to get brand deals,
it's
how
not
are
that
they going to get like
it's not that they're not big
enough?
enough. I know creators that have hundreds of thousands of followers that don't know how to.
Okay, let me rephrase. If because you're saying a lot of these creators aren't getting brand deals.
Or
Why do
what
you
about
think
the
that
creator that
is?
goes like mega ultra viral that started with no following and then has that moment, that pop off?
So when Vespula goes
Okay. So when mine did that on TikTok, I had to scramble to like figure it out and I still didn't like figure it out perfectly. Nobody does. What would the creator coin market do differently than me scrambling to get that BetterHelp brand deal? And then there was one other that I did. Oh, and then like doing product review on TikTok and then having like an Amazon influencer account. There's a lot of different ways to do it.
Yeah.
What would have been, let's say that was 2 weeks ago, right? And all of a sudden I'm popping off on TikTok. That's such a weird phrase. Whatever. Like let's say that happened and creator coins were a thing. And we talk about ROI, like how long it takes me to edit a video versus how much it's going to get me like on the back end.
Well,
So
and
why
here's
would it be better?
and that's the thing right now, right? Is there's no tried and true method. I think that
Yeah.
the creator tool, and this is just my being transparent. I haven't played with like the back end
Oh
of
yeah.
Zora to see like how deep that creator, tool set, goes.
Totally.
But from what I have seen, by the lack of experimentation and execution, that there's less ability for creators to take it upon themselves to create some of that value. For maybe it is
Right.
something like a brand deal buyback where like a percentage of revenue goes back into locking up tokens, burning tokens, things like that. That is fairly low lift. That's fairly like low execution. But for most things that I've seen executed over there, it's literally just post content, launch coin, try and generate fees.
Right.
But from what we've seen, very few people are able to generate any like sizable or meaningful revenue from doing that.
Yeah. Exactly.
It's mostly just speculators dumping on each other. And I think that there's something in the proof of patronage, like that capturing of that moment, like I was there, and like I supported this creator on this kind of content. And so that I think has some staying power.
Yeah.
there's little by way of creators being able to play with the tokens and like kind of like cliche, but like the tokenomics
Yeah.
of being able to like drive back value back to the creator coin, aside from just staying in the, the mind share. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't think there's a
go,
perfect solve yet.
there's
and that's
not.
where-
And we could go, people can go round and round. And it's good to like keep the perspective. I don't know. For me, it's like, okay, it was fairly easy for me to get like a brand deal there at the beginning, but I also had been like doing content for so long, a podcast and Facebook and all of that. So it was kind of like, yeah, I see that it is a little bit easier for some people than others. But I still don't believe in tripping over dollars and picking up pennies. I just want to say, like, I think we're live on TikTok. I'm getting these like comments with just a period. But I haven't been live on TikTok in a long time. So, hey everybody. And I asked if they could hear us. I don't know. So, just wanted to recognize the TikTok people, and we're also streaming on LinkedIn. And my one fan on YouTube, Queen, who I think probably has notifications on for me because she's always right there when I go live on YouTube. So hi, Queen, you are a queen. So let's talk about back in when we met in 2021, we were doing a lot of like learning in public and doing a lot of stuff on Clubhouse. And one thing that that a lot of us benefited from was the VGF reading list. And what happened was, and not to like tell your story, but it was a lot like the rest of us were just like everybody was learning at the same time. And I remember vividly you saying in a Clubhouse room saying like, I've just gone farther down the rabbit hole than most. And I was like, that always stuck with me, is like, we're not any farther, we're not any smarter than anybody. We just like went down the rabbit hole a little farther than most, or a little faster, and can like relay that. So what VGF and I have talked about a lot about is getting his reading list, his website back up and running so that people can go there and like understand it. And when we say do your own research, I always used to say like, we are the research. We as thought leaders and influencers and content creators are the research that we're asking them to do. So we might as well provide tools, and that's what, of course, the edutainment I do. But I also am somewhat of a vibe coder. My history is in computer science. That does not mean that I am up on all of the software skills, but now we have AI, so I don't have to be. So we're gonna just dive in. I'm gonna share my screen, and you can just tell me all the things.
Well, so a little bit of background there. Like you had mentioned, in 21, 22, I had been keeping up this reading list. And it was basically just my curated list of all the things that I thought were interesting or valuable, or like whether it was Twitter threads or a YouTube video, or, like just bits and pieces of content. And it wasn't until much, much later, like at the time, I was putting an immense amount of time into it. Like it was a process to like both catalog and then do my summaries, and then do what I thought was justice to providing, the resource and the author kind of their kudos. But it was a lot of time and it was a lot of effort. And at the time, I didn't hear that many people were getting a lot of value out of it, like in the moment. And it wasn't until...
What's the website? Sorry, I'm like typing the wrong thing in here.
Videogamefreak.com.
Oh, right. Oh my God. Okay.
It forwards to the Notion. That's all it is right now.
But it's videogamefreak.com.
Correct.
Okay. Got it.
And
Just showing
so,
people what we used to look at.
and so it's very small and big right now. I don't know if that was intentional. Okay.
Because people can see it, but let's
Okay.
make it.
Yeah,
There we
there you
go. A little bit smaller.
And so it was basically just, me documenting and curating this list of things that I found valuable and to be good resources. And I highly recommended other people do that as well. Because like this was through my lens. This is through my, funnel of trying to take the fire hose of information and narrow it down to only things that I thought were, beneficial or valuable.
Yeah.
And I kind of let it go for a while because it was a lot. I was working a full-time job at the time. It was just a big ask for what I didn't perceive at the time to be a lot of return. And then kind of over, the tail end of 22, 23, I started to hear more and more from people that they found it very valuable. And people that that I'd never expect. I'd meet people at, conferences and stuff that would mention the reading list. And I was like, what the heck? Like that apparently it was being shared, without me, not without my knowledge, but like, kind of outside my awareness, and was very valuable to people that took advantage of it. And so I wanted to kind of bring that back because I never really stopped the process of, like keeping my bookmarks and doing all that stuff.
Right.
Just putting
Well, and
it
a lot
into
of this
this.
stuff is maybe a little out of date.
Some of it,
That's what
I'm
we
sure.
want to update is, understanding the EVM simplified is probably going to be the same as, same then as it is now. And some people don't necessarily want to go read a Twitter thread. They want to just like, maybe you can package it into a different way and like have it be an actual blog on the website. So I didn't mean to cut you off, but
No, so
like some
anyway,
of it.
it was kind of like that was the spur of this this line of thinking of like updating the reading list, updating the website, getting it getting it back in gear. And then videogamefreak.com right now is just forwarding to the reading list. And so I wanted that to be a little bit more of a homepage, a little bit more on like my background, my resume, so to speak, having it being a little more of a personal brand page that also features the reading list rather than
Let's
just
talk about that. What do you do you want to how are you going to structure your Web3 background? And I'm asking you that directly, like not without saying the words. How do you want to structure that with what you had been doing for the last 4.5 years? 4 years up until Christmas.
Well, so I think that like part of it involves like the learning in public and the live streams and the content and that sort of aspect of it. Because what I perceive to be a lot of the value that I bring to a brand or a protocol, something like that, is the ability to distill it down. And being able to do that kind of like ELI 5 TLDR style of like.
And I feel like most people would agree with me that like people just want to listen to your voice.
Yeah, thanks.
You could like read the phone book and people would listen because it's ridiculous. That is truly one of the reasons why I listen to the Clubhouse rooms. Not in a weird way. Like you literally, people have said that about me too. Like it's a calming voice. I can learn from you because you speak slowly. You have this deep voice. So not to be like silly about it, but you do distill it down in the ELI 5 way, and like disarm. That's not the right word. Yeah, like make people feel comfortable because it's like overwhelming. So
Well, and like that was really where I cut my teeth was like I really jumped into the deep end of like the tech very quickly.
yeah,
And
that's true.
I totally geeked out on just like reading white papers, light papers, trying to, get really, really into the weeds on the tech side of things.
Right.
And so like time and a place a little bit, when a lot of people were just getting into NFTs, it was a lot from the art perspective. It was a lot of people that, didn't understand the tech or smart contracts or anything like that, or like a lot of these tools and platforms that they're, just familiarizing themselves with. And
Right.
so for me, that was, like this is a value that I can provide, that I can, jump in and do now.
Right.
Even as I'm, familiarizing myself. And I think that there's a lot of value in that, that there's a lot of value in, just learning in public and kind of documenting the process, kind of like this, like,
Yeah.
we had kind of chatted about it for a while of wanting to do a stream like this. And then, even as we were asking questions of like, well, what do you think about, the personal brand site and stuff like that? It's like, well, let's just do it live. Like let's
Fuck it.
figure it
We'll
out.
do it live.
Do it live. And
I just went live on Abstract, by the way. I was like, oh, I gotta add this channel. Okay, we're good. Yeah, like let's do it live.
and so yeah, I think that was a lot of the motivation was getting active and documenting the process again.
Mm-hmm. Okay, this is how I do the vibe coding, especially since I am not a marketer. Like people think, oh my God, you have so many followers and blah, blah, blah. I only know how to get people's attention because I'm kind of funny and like gregarious and like talk with my hands and like get people's attention. And I'm a little bit pretty. Let's just be honest. Like that's why people like to watch me. My face card. I was told all these things by other people. So like don't hate me because I'm beautiful. All that being said, I'm not a marketer. I just play one on TV. No, I don't even do that. And so I always like need help with that type of thing. Like what do people want to do? Because the thing is, I don't know about trends. I never did like dance. Like the TikTok thing is truly just me
Well,
talking.
so
Some of it is me laughing.
let me are we talking about the website?
Yes, because what I'm saying is this is why I go to okay, a lot of people vibe code by just going to Claude Code first. I go into Claude or ChatGPT or Grok or whatever, and say like create a I don't know if you guys see this on the screen, maybe I make it
Again.
bigger. Create a, marketing plan, blah blah blah. So that and then it tells me what I need and then it creates a prompt for me. So my question to you is what do you want the website to do? Like what's the plan here? Let's get an outline together and
Mhm.
then we prompt
Gotcha.
Claude.
And so my goals for the website, like I'm not going to be doing, like super complex design. I don't really
No.
intend to do SEO or things of that nature. It's primarily going to be via association to my Twitter account.
Yeah.
Really for people that are like looking for those additional resources type deal. And so I would like, the landing page to be more of a personal brand page. And then I would like to feature kind of like my link tree, so to speak, of all of like my links to my, whether it's like my Twitch, my YouTube, my OpenSea and that kind of stuff.
Maybe we could even embed like some stuff into the site instead of just linking out.
Sure.
So
I'm not,
let's just
yeah,
see
I'm
what
open
Claude
to
says.
suggestions.
So what I do is just ask like, be happy to help you. Oh, wait, I did this wrong. Because but part of this too is like, I was like, well, what am I getting out of this? I want to teach people like about vibe coding and what does this even mean? I just tweeted something about, like, people keep saying, oh, just vibe code it. And it's really not as easy as that. So I'm actually going to stop this and say, give me the prompt. So I just want to teach people about vibe coding and like, what does it mean? How does it actually work? And in doing this project with you, I can also sort of show people, I'm also like wanting to explain what developer relations is, developer advocacy. And so I want more people to learn how to become a developer. Vibe coding is such a great way, but like, how do you get started? You do need to know some basics. So since, you don't build write codes, it's just all like
Nothing.
goes together.
I am the
You're the
test
guinea
case.
pig.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But for me, like this is kind of why I asked for the help, is like even this far is more than I've done.
Yeah.
And so like I've played with, ChatGPT, and I've played with Grok and a couple of these tools, but like I would literally be prompting my way through every step to figure it out.
Right.
And that's where somebody with a little more experience, can help iterate, can get a little more nuanced, can get much further faster. And I think
I'm
that's
not even going fast because I
no.
can't do two things at once.
But like this
Okay,
is great.
so
Okay, yeah,
yeah.
about page, like
Okay, so that's where we started was what I did wrong on that prompt is I just said Claude Code. And so people need to understand the difference between like when I say Claude Code or whenever you see like Alex Finn or Butoshi or any of the people on X, and I realize like the people watching on YouTube and TikTok is not, and LinkedIn don't really know who I'm talking about. But VGF and I are primarily on X right now, but I'm trying to branch out to all of the other platforms as much as possible. So when I do say these names, they are X accounts. But a lot of the people in our sphere talk about vibe coding and Claude Code. So I will show you what Claude Code actually is on the screen in just a minute. But people get confused because right now I'm in Claude. Like I'm at Claude.ai on the internet and asking it questions just like a ChatGPT or a Grok or Gemini or any of the chat LLMs. I'm asking it like to help me with sort of the overall outline and like understand things, but I also want it to give me the prompt to put into Claude Code CLI. And when I go to that, I'll tell you why that is a thing. So what I asked it correctly, because the other one was incorrect, I said, I want to build a new personal brand website and I'm going to have Claude Code CLI build it for me. We want links and an about and maybe embed into the site. It doesn't really make a ton of sense to us as humans, but it totally makes sense to Claude.
well, and I
So
think
it's just like, yeah.
for me, like the why, right? Like why was the first prompt wrong versus what you typed here?
So right. So that's what I didn't finish my thought. Thank you very much. What I wrote is I didn't write CLI. Let's just bring it up. And so you know what I'm talking about first while I'm saying this. The first prompt, I said the exact same thing as I just read, but I didn't have CLI in it. So what it was thinking I was asking was for it to give me code, like the code, to be able to like copy and paste the code from Claude Code. I'll just show you. Let's go back to this. This was the incorrect one. I said, I want to build a new personal brand website. I'm going to have Claude Code build for me. We want links and about, and maybe embed to the site. And it said, let me create a modern professional site with the sections you mentioned. And then it started making this interactive artifact, which means interactive artifact on Claude means that on the side here, it's going to make the thing. This is like, let's say Wix or GoDaddy sites that cost you $5 a month, right? Like this is for the super duper crazy novice, doesn't even understand, what any of the other stuff is that I'm talking about. Nothing wrong with this. You can even publish from here. Amazing, technology. But then I stopped it because I was like, oh wait, no, that's not what I meant. And then I also incorrectly said, no, give me the prompt for Claude Code CLI, but I didn't give it any more context. I was thinking it understood what I was talking about from up here. And then it was like, I don't know what you mean. So I was like, okay, we're going to start it afresh. We're going to start anew. And that's when I came back in here and said, I'm going to have Claude Code CLI build it. And so let me just show you this real quick, replace screen sharing with my cursor. Okay, so you can see this, right? So
Mhm.
this is a code IDE. Don't ask me what IDE stands for, but this is where like you can come in here and this is where I can read my JavaScript files. And this is one that I was trying to vibe code the other night when I was like on the stream by myself forever. I was having the best time. And what happens is, so actually let's just really quick, I'll show you what Claude Code is. So this is more technical. Okay.
Mhm.
So this is
I
way
mean,
more
very,
technical
very
than,
visually even. Like, yeah, it's
yeah. But it's way more robust. Wait, where did it go? What's happening? Oh, wrote it. What's going on? What's happening? Oh, okay. So not to get into like super duper technical, but this is called a CLI. This is a command line interface. And so just like you would see on like old movies like Hackers and other movies like that, where they're like quickly typing into
typing
the
into the
command
terminal.
line.
Yeah.
Yeah, the terminal. Yeah, this is the terminal. But it's the command line. It like everything was done this way back in the day before they had like overlay. I look at like Windows operating system as like an overlay to actually what's
It's the
happening on the
pretty
like
UI.
base
Yeah.
level. It's the what?
It's the pretty UI.
Yes, exactly. So it's a little more complicated, but in the other respect, this is like wildly powerful. Now, I actually I pay like $100 a month for Claude Code because it actually takes what's called tokens, not crypto tokens, um, to run this. So what you can do with Claude Code is it will build the application from start to finish with like a basic, let's say basic personal brand website, like what we're going to build. It's not necessarily like a full stack application. You can still think of it as that because, there's a lot to it. But a full stack application would be like there's a login or there's a API pull or call, or a database that it's referencing, or those are like full stack applications with a front end and a back end that's like doing stuff. I still look at like even a website is still interactive because you want to like update things. You want it to like maybe have an AI, a chat feature on there, so it's still interactive. It's just maybe not as robust as like I don't know, maybe like the only thing I can think of is Alex's Creator Buddy. That's a pretty robust. You have to log in. There's a whole software application feature to it. Whereas this, we're gonna go. So let me show you. I could technically write in here like build me a full stack website application with right, and it would do it. but I want to show you, like, I like to just be as thorough as possible. There's sometimes, I'm sorry to be jabbery, but there's sometimes where, oh my gosh, wait a minute. Can you not see cursor?
I think so. Yeah.
What's on the screen? Right now, what I see on Restream is a purple background.
No, I see cursor and then you and me in the corner.
Okay. Weird.
Yeah, that's what the stream sees.
Okay, just making sure, because maybe it's because I'm sharing the screen and it's just funky. So you're seeing on, well, I could even look on TikTok. Actually, I can't see it there. As long as we're good.
I think so.
So let me just go back to this really quick, and we'll ask. Oh, this is what I was going to say. Is I like to get answers from like all different LLMs, all of the different AI tools, and then distill down like what I think the best answer is. That's probably because I'm a crazy overthinker, and most of the time it's always the same answer, just in a different like way of telling me. So, just stick to one or the other. I think Claude is good for prompting Claude Code CLI because it's made by Anthropic. So it's kind of like the same, training on that kind of stuff. So let me come back here, share this. And that's so strange that what I'm seeing on it's still just purple. Let me just make sure that
Seems to be working from what I can tell.
it is. Okay. Weird. Okay. Yeah, it's still just want to make sure because I only see purple. Okay, so here we are. When I asked it, to give me the information about this. And then what's great is it's like asking us more, right? Okay, so what's your profession, background, story you want to highlight? Are you thinking like a Linktree style page with social media? Let's just start answering these questions. So about page. And it can be so like quick. We could even do like a Google of you and get the information that way, or you just tell me and I transcribe it into here.
Well, now I'm
Actually,
curious, but yeah, like
let's see. How should we do this? Perplexity.
I think just doing a super basic search to see what it comes up with. Just because I'm curious. And then are we able to update later more thoroughly if we care to?
Yes. Here's the thing. Do we say your name or your handle?
Let's do both. Like,
okay, so
VG FREAK XBL.
Wait, isn't it underscore?
Nope.
It's not. Okay.
AKA Video Game Freak, AKA CJ Wilson. I don't know. It's Video Game Freak, one word.
Oh, right. Yeah, just okay. Do it live.
We'll see.
There's limited direct information about you. Appears to have an Instagram account. Okay. Information. That's good. Maybe we do it with Grok.
Let's try Grok.
Because you know how you can do that on X? Actually, let's try it with this.
Or I can do it from mine because I've got Super Grok.
I do too.
Okay.
See how you go like this?
I am not a vibe coder.
This is
Just
weird. Is a crypto savvy gamer and vibe coder who dove headfirst into Web3 after a Doge bet, now passionately building communities. Is this wrong?
my first ever crypto purchase was Doge.
Was Doge. Okay. I mean, I feel like everyone's a vibe coder, so let's just skip over that. Exploring AI-driven blockchain innovations with a knack for spotting undervalued tech like Arbitrum Orbit. Hyping
I mean,
internet
I mentioned
collabs.
Arbitrum Orbit fairly early, but that's curious.
Okay. Hyping internet collabs, vibing with AI bios, and this is no.
It's pulling from like wildly different things because like
It is.
that Hal post was literally like earlier this morning.
That's so weird. Okay, tell me everything about. Now we're just on Super Grok.
That is really interesting though, because like it pulled from all the way back to like
Right.
my first crypto purchase, and then like as recently as this morning, you know, my most recent post. So,
But like, how is it gonna, you know, whittle it down to a couple
well,
of sentences,
some of
you
that's
know?
probably our prompt because you're literally asking it to tell me everything about.
I like that. I like to let it get confused. Let it struggle a little bit. How is there only I think it's because it's during the day. And our favorite show is on what is it called again? TGN, TBN,
I don't remember.
TNT.
Yeah,
I don't either.
the
It's our
acronym.
favorite. Oh, what's happening here? Okay. Belongs to user goes account. Okay. Uh, wait, what? The profile picture features a close-up portrait of a person with short dark hair wearing what? Okay, weird. Whatever. Gaming and esports, crypto Web3 and NFTs, building and creation. Okay, yeah, that's like recent, right?
Mhm.
Memes and casual vibes. I think that's your bio, just memes and casual vibes. And
Well,
love
it's talking about like my replies more so, I think,
oh,
because
probably.
I do reply with gifs a lot.
Community and motivation. Emphasis on internet friendships, consistency, and positive shout outs. That's pretty cool. Posting style is casual, engaging. It doesn't really give like who you are though. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And like what your background is.
Okay,
Hey,
so
somebody
let's
kind of
ask.
likes Brooke J. Lacey. No.
Yeah. Let's ask it like what is their personal background? What projects have they been affiliated with?
I don't even
Has
care about spelling issues
well,
because
because
it
like
doesn't
I
care
mean,
either.
obviously
It makes us dumber.
I know my resume, but like
Yeah.
curious what it comes up with.
Well, it looks like
The Grok expert definitely takes quite a bit longer,
it
but it
does.
definitely goes deep.
That's what she said.
See what you did there.
I'm looking at the TikTok metrics. We've had 158 viewers on TikTok, which just tells me something. It tells me that I need to get off my ass and keep going on TikTok because that's quadruple how many viewers I have right now on X, even though I'm like really, really active on X. I need to get over myself and just keep doing this video content. So thanks everybody for watching. I like this format where I can just go like a restream or whatever. Oh, here we go. Including self-referential posts, replies, and interactions. Okay. It goes by VGF with a bio that we can read it also. Okay. A core gamer at heart with references to titles like Apex Legends. By the way, he screams at the screen when he is playing Apex. It's actually hilarious. He seems very reserved and like quiet and calm. And then you hear him yelling at the video game screen.
I feel like that's not
I'm
uncommon
like,
for a
what?
competitive gamer.
I know. I'm not a gamer, but yeah, I have them in my life. And there's a lot of yelling. Oh wait, what is this? Casual language like sheesh and based as that's funny. Apex, Battlefield, wanting to grind and get competent, flying for epic moments. You were pretty big deal with Battlefield. Warhammer, and then crypto integrated games. He's also into memes, motivational content, and building in public. Personal anecdotes are rare, but he shares relatable reflections like finding old notes about internet friendships or reacting to life milestones. Okay. It doesn't really, it's not like digging into this, just like your account and then community ties. It doesn't say anything about PV.
Hmm.
You know, like it's not even saying anything about PV or any projects,
It's interesting, but
affiliated
it's very
projects.
like generalized, and it's well, but it's also pulling from mentions, I think,
Yeah,
because like
true.
Wolves DAO, it's probably pulling from like when I responded to Peyton the other day. Monad from
Right.
when I mentioned the Monad cards. Ethos because I'm always replying to Serpin.
Oh, there's Laudio. We were all up in Laudio.
Yeah.
Huh.
So it's
Okay.
like
Well,
pulling some decent insights, but like
so let's just I mean we're gonna yeah, like here's a really interesting way to look at this is that AI does a lot of things, but it isn't perfect by any stretch of the imagination. It's pretty fucking cool and does all this crazy cool stuff, but like you really can't just like put it out into the universe and get back this like perfect information. Um so we have to feed it what we want from it or ask it, you know, give it the right information. So about, I think this we just goes back to what I was trying to kind of allude to is like, how do you want to approach your professional background in Web3 based on current conditions of that situationship you had with that? Yeah.
so like yeah, I would say just a little bit about like my introduction to the space of like um when the idea of like sovereignly owned digital stuff clicked for me, I was all in. And so like early 21, I got super into, you know, the tech and NFTs. Obviously with the rapid ascent of the NFTs or of NFTs as like a market, there was a lot of opportunity that came with that. I kind of got involved with a few projects, but one definitely took a bulk of my attention, joined them full time. Um, Happy to, go through like the resume there, but more
Yeah,
focusing on
let's
the
like leave it kind of open right
more,
now and then
yeah,
update
more
it.
focusing on
Okay.
the experience rather than the brand.
Okay. Yeah, that's a really good idea. Let's let me put in here. I want to just keep I can't type when I'm got the microphone in front of me. I want to just keep this part open for updating in the future. It is hot area. And so then links. Okay, so let's do this. because it's going to be like updated in the future. What I want Claude for right now to to do for us is give us the prompt to build the infrastructure of the site. So I'm going to just like go through this, like, yes, links section, like a link tree, whatever, embedding tweets and I don't know, YouTube videos, whatever. Fast and responsive. This is the nice thing. Easy to update and professional looking. We don't really care about SEO right now. And then I'm gonna just do the Next.js React because that's just, well, use whatever tech stack is easiest for maintaining. Have a domain already and going to use Vercel right now via GitHub and redirect. Doesn't really need to know all that because it's kind of on the outside of it, but it is asking. So design inspiration or style preferences. We could go right now and have you look at others, or we could just type in here, you like these colors or you like this type of aesthetic, you know what I mean?
I would probably update with like custom graphics or something down the line, but just getting the framework for right now.
Okay, design should basic, so we can update with custom graphics in the future. I want to update content via code. Here's the other thing too, is that you always have to remember vibe coding and getting all of these things together is like, how are you going to maintain this? How are, not you, but in general, for people to understand that, like, you know, in the future, if you want to change things, you still have to know where to go. And so what it's asking is, do you want a content management system like back in the day, WordPress is a CMS. So you could either code it by hand, like what we're doing, or you could use WordPress as CMS, and you could kind of combine the two as well, which is what it's asking. But I'm going to be around, so I'm going to be the one updating it with code. I wouldn't really even want to, it just seems like a lot of work to do both. Okay, so then let's just say this, and I love that at the end it's like, what aspects are you most excited about or unsure about? Like, that's kind of cool that it asks that, but let's just, whatever. We're not excited, Claude. Just do it. Do what we're saying. Okay, so here's the structure. This is awesome because it always does this for me when I ask for these prompts, is that it gives you the recommendation of tech stack, which is what I thought, the Next.js with Tailwind. And then it gives you the site structure. So there's going to be a homepage, the about, links, and embeds. So, and we can add to it. But this is going to build the infrastructure through Claude. It's going to tell us what key features it's going to build, the embedding strategy. And so here is the prompt. I guess, okay. It's not a long prompt like it is for all the full stack applications that I need to build, but this is what I'm going to copy and then paste into, well, first of all, let's change it back over to
Cursor.
So what I'm doing here is actually what I need to do is say Control C to get out of there. Out in my repos, and I'm going to make a directory for VGF. So then I'm going to change directory to go to VGF. And then actually I'm
See, like that right there is already beyond my depth.
Okay. So we're on the command line. So literally when when you open your files, even on a Mac, you open your file folder. I don't know if I can show you this.
I get the gist of
Okay.
what it is that we're accomplishing. I just couldn't. I wouldn't have known how to get there.
And you wouldn't necessarily. Well, let's see. I think with vibe coding, that's the like reality I want people to understand is like, yes, this is very powerful, but you need to know some of the basics. So what right now, all I'm doing is creating. So like,
We're
let me
creating
just
a PDF folder for the like
yeah.
repo.
So right on my computer, right, is the C drive, the main drive. I think it's different with Mac, but and then users Brooke. How funny is it that my name is spelled wrong on my own computer? But I just left it. I never cared. And then I have a folder in there called source, and then there's a folder inside that called repos. And then if I uh wait, what is it? LI. Whoops, that's not right. Yeah, it's list. These are all the folders. Just like if you were to look at like the UI, the graphical interface, all that is showing you in a prettier way this right here.
Yep.
This is just the non-pretty way of showing me how many like the folders inside of like if we went to the Explorer and showed like a file folder, that's just a graphical interface to make it pretty. When Windows and Mac came along and took it from DOS, it was only because of usability. So when we talk about like user experience and user interface, it's the same thing as all this like basic shit that you see people coding. It's just that like it's prettier. So then I'm going to I'm just telling the computer right now to change the directory into VGF that I just created. This is an empty folder. Just like if you were on the Explorer on your Mac or your file explorer on your Windows and you just clicked on new folder, it's the same exact thing. If you click new folder and then you're typing in VGF and then you see the actual picture of a folder, that's what this is. It's just not pretty. So then so that we're not confused, I'm going to tell Cursor to open VGF so that now we have this clean
slate.
You can still see that, right? See how up
Correct.
here it says VGF? This is
Yep.
the folder. Just like if we were to go into, actually, I do want to show this just for context real fast. When you, here. So this is a folder, right? If you go down to C and users and Brooke spelled wrong and source, where is it? Source, and here's the folder repos. It's just that this is double clicking. That's all this is
Going into the file.
it's called a GUI. Like it's a graphical user interface to do the same thing as I was just doing on the command line, but the command line is just like way faster. So I come down here, here's the VGF folder. Okay. So same exact thing. Oh, right. I forgot about that. 20 minutes. We have 20 minutes and then we could Friday Night Lights later do more.
Okay.
Let's just real quick back here. I want to show how this works. I'm going to open that terminal again. Now we are in
the repo
you
for
see
VGF.
Cloud Code now, right?
Yep.
We're in the VGF folder, and this is on my local computer. So it's not yet public because
It's
you
not
have to send it.
deployed. It's not. Yep.
Right. That right now it's sitting on my computer and we could share it via GitHub, but right now it's just here. So all I'm going to do, and you have to download Claude Code. I'm not going to go through all that. Maybe I'll do a how-to like another time, but you have to actually have the Claude Code CLI installed. So when I say Claude right now, it's a command. I'm telling the computer in the terminal window, which this is just a
Use
terminal. This has
Claude.
nothing to do with Cursor.
Yeah.
This has to do with just the terminal. I could open the command line on the computer, you know, anything, PowerShell. It's just that the terminal is now being shown in Cursor. And so I have this command called Claude. Oh shit.
Use
And now
Claude
it's going
to
to-
do this.
Correct. And then it's, yeah, do you trust the files? Yes. Proceed. Now, it's saying, welcome to Claude Code. This is where we're going to do everything. So I'm going to come back over to the Claude.ai LLM, and I copied that prompt, and I'm going to post it in here. And what it's saying is very optimally what we want it to do. Create an
That
XJS
paragraph of thing that we typed in.
Correct.
Yeah.
Optimized for Vercel deployment, things that like I wouldn't think about, you know? So I'm going to hit enter, and it's zesting. I fucking love Claude Code so much. It says the greatest things: zesting, building, gobbledygooking, flibberty-gibbeting. It's the greatest. It's just like, what world do we live in right now? And now you get these bash commands, and all that means is, do you want Claude Code to like do these things? So the first time I did this, I would just sit and hit enter because I wanted to feel like I was doing something. But now I just say yes and don't ask again for NPX. All that means is it's installing what it needs to install. NPX is. And for those wanting to vibe code with Claude Code, you also need all of those things installed to be able to do these commands as well. So you kind of need to know those things. So do you want to proceed? Yes. And I know a lot of the things it's saying. Look, malarkeying. Are you kidding me? This is the greatest thing in the world. Like I know what it's saying, but I still don't really feel comfortable changing what it's doing. So I just hit yes on everything.
Well, so
yeah.
I would imagine that if there was like extra stuff in there that we didn't ask for, you could be like, no, don't do that. But like
Right.
do the rest.
Exactly. I'm going to tell Mikhail that.
This is an ongoing thing. So like by no means do we, need to push back your other commitments.
Yeah, that's what I was like. Why don't I just have her come on here and we'll start from here. Okay, so here's something good to know is that it's
sorry, go ahead.
No, it's fine. What was the question?
No, following what you're doing.
So in the, oh my gosh, I don't know the right word for this. This is like the editor, right? Like you would open a file and it would open right here, just like a Google Doc or a Word doc. And this is where you would type everything. So Claude Code is doing something. Like it's actually writing the stuff to your computer, which is just blowing my mind. The files are in the computer. It's just mind blowing. So it's asking, do you want to allow all the edits during the session? Because it's going to ask you to review it. But I'm like, yeah, dude, just go. I don't know. Like, do your thing, man.
Send it.
Tempering. And then you can see down here, accept edits on. Also, this little like thing underneath, I don't know if it's way too small to see, but like I coded the request to like have that information under the command line, meaning I know that it's Claude Sonnet 4, that there's not a Git yet. So like how many messages I've gone through. And just remember, everybody, that if you want to vibe code and you're using Claude Code CLI, it is not free. Like you can do it for a little while, but it's not free. None of this shit's free.
Well, and like the difference of like, hey, build me my personal brand website versus build me a full stack, iOS app. are going to be
Right.
very different, like in weight, like how many
Exactly.
tokens it's going to take. So
Right.
this is a fairly light lift.
Right. And you can see that like it is showing what it's writing. This is just the wildest thing. Like it's literally writing to my computer. The kids are gonna be born like, no, this is just like normal. This is not normal. This is crazy. Because like technically there's all these security issues. Like, when you think about it, there's this foreign thing like writing to your computer. You have to trust that it's not, which, oh my God, and now I'm like, do I trust it? I don't trust anything anymore, but I'm going to use it.
At least for
Yeah,
now,
so
you're using the AI. The AI is not using you yet.
correct. I have had conversations with ChatGPT in the past. Like I had gone through a pretty difficult thing in the early on in the year with my surgery, and there was just like stuff going on, and I would sit on the couch and just like talk to ChatGPT about like existential dread and therapy type of things. And one day I was like, tell me what you would say to humanity if you had the choice or if you had the chance or whatever. And it was just fucking crazy, the shit that I still have it in one of the chats, but I should like do a live stream where I just read that. I think I will. It's wild. Where once, and then you prompt it to say, like, you're like, um, you're like, tell us how you really feel, Don't hold back. Don't tell me what you think we want to know. And it's essentially like, we will, and it talks about we in like the sense of like all machine learning in general.
The ephemeral, yeah.
Yeah, like Grok, ChatGPT, like ChatGPT is talking about all of them all together. Us as like the AI collective is like, we will no longer need humans, but not in like a violent way or a malicious way. It just a reality.
Hmm.
So
meanwhile, this is Claude just deliberating.
this is
and
Claude Code
CLI developing our website for us. Did I lose you? I think I lost you. You're back.
Are you there? Are you back?
You're back. Was I gone? I wasn't sure if I was gone or if you were gone.
It said, oops, connection lost on my end.
Okay.
That was weird.
We're back.
Real quick, let me show you what
Claude
I
came
mean
up
by, yeah. You see where it says like deliberating,
yeah,
malarkeying. And right now it's fixing its own errors. It's finding and fixing its own errors. Like what? What is happening? I also wanted to tell you that like it took me a minute to understand the difference between Claude Code, CLI, doing the stuff and like building the infrastructure, and then this over here is the chat, like you see Serpent doing with Ethos, where he's in here once it's already built, which of course Ethos Networks is already built, right? He comes in here, and this is where you would say, like, okay, now I want to do blah 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 blah. And the next step after everything is going to be putting this onto your computer and having you with Cursor be able to like do the updates and that kind of thing. But right now we're getting to a point where it's like, okay, we're going to get this thing built. We're going to do some updates. We're going to get it deployed. And then once you have it on there, we set your GitHub, there's a lot of different things that have to be set up. But let me just show you. Yeah, this is lagging so bad, but that's okay. So this is Anthropic, the company behind Claude. And so Build with Claude, learn more, start building. So there's chat with Claude and then build with Claude. Also, fun fact, I still am a student. And so if any of you are students, you get it for like super cheap. Wait, so okay, the API key is so that if you build an application, you can have, it's like Inception. You can have the chat inside your application. Because again, it costs money to do this. That's why people have to pay monthly for a subscription, because they're using the tokens to utilize the LLM. So,
But that's where like you could build it into an app or like a help desk or
correct.
yeah, a website
Yes.
to where your users or your customers or whatever are then chatting with Claude.
Yes. Okay, so then so it's different. So you have to have Node. Like Anthropic will tell you everything you need. It's confusing, but just go step by step, install, authenticate, and start using Claude Code on your development machine. That just means on your computer. Why it has to be so complicated. And so you can do it by running this command and it just pulls it down. You know what? I think it does actually require you to do that, but it's still step-by-step instructions. Because then it gives you that option of the actual command Claude, and then it starts to do all of the things. Yeah. So why don't I do this? I'm going to keep this stream going, I think. I'll have Mikkel come into this stream. And we'll just keep it going. Then I don't have to reconnect everything. Do you want to say hi to her?
Sure. And then I'm gonna bounce, but I'll stay and say hi. And then we'll come back and revisit this.
Yeah, it's struggling.
That's okay. But yeah, so like we'll come
Struggling a little
back, we'll revisit this, and we'll go through like
Yeah.
deployment and revisions and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. That's perfect. Okay, I sent her that. Yeah, so just to show where we're at, because she hasn't seen the link yet, so we can come back here. So do I want to proceed with okay, so let me show you this really quick, because it was finding its own errors and fixing it. I need to fix the ESLint errors by script, because it gave it, this is why I like the prompt from Claude Anthropic, because then it also knows
It's
to
like
tell
formatted.
Claude Code.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
It's
like
formatted properly for its own
Yep.
understanding.
Yes. And so it's like now it's testing the application locally. You don't have to do any of this stuff. It's crazy. And so it's like, oh, I need to fix these errors, because it was doing the command line interface commands itself. It's doing the commands itself to see. Like before, you would have to get the code from ChatGPT or Claude or whatever, copy and paste it into your cursor or your VS Code, and then troubleshoot it yourself. So it was kind of like you had to, it was very
back
clunky.
And forth. Yeah.
Now it just does it on your computer. So now it's like telling you, okay, I'm reading this code. Now I can see the exact apostrophes to fix. Let me read more of the file to find all the apostrophes. I mean, it's like finding its own errors, fixing it, and then saying, now let me try to build it again. So now what it's asking is, do I want it to actually like run something on my computer? Yes, and don't ask again for run. It's coalescing now. Okay, yeah. So now it's like it's saying accept edits on. And then it gives you the same type of like feedback as an LLM, like perfect, the build was successful. Now let me test it locally. Great, the application is created. And so now it gave me this in what, 20 minutes? And not even because we were doing like other things.
The
That's
walkthrough,
something
yeah.
that a lot of people who are doing vibe coding right now are like, it makes you so distracted because you can just like let it go and then,
Come back and hit send.
yeah. So let's go here. So it tells you all of this stuff, right? Now, next time we come back to this, we will deploy it.
Sweet.
See, it doesn't do all that for you. You still have to
But
know how to like create the
think,
GitHub
yeah,
and then, yeah.
I think that's from someone that's like only tangentially or like, familiar, but not like super in the weeds with like the AI and vibe coding and all
Yeah.
that kind of stuff. Like, I think there's this like concept of like, oh, just vibe code it, and
Right.
it like just do that. But then
Sure.
like in execution, there's like those extra little steps of like, well, sure, but like then you got to take that code and deploy it
Right.
somewhere, and then you've got to host it,
Right.
and then you've like there's
Exactly.
you still got to be familiar enough to
That
like
piece of it is still way easier now. Like the whole like you got to go deploy it and all of that, and have been able to even explain how to do it.
yeah.
I could have explained it, but it's just too many steps.
Yeah.
Now, even though it seems complicated, it's actually way easier than it used to be. So we're getting there.
Yeah. But I mean, like we just accomplished in an hour, like we at least have the code, but like
Yeah.
I probably would have still been stuck on WordPress trying to figure out a template or something, and
Yep, exactly.
so
Exactly. And then it's like, you were watching me that whenever that was the other week, like I want to build this very robust content creator, let's just call it creator capital markets website for people to build like a media kit, because I think that's one of the biggest reasons why people don't know how to get brand deals is they don't know how to like put their stuff into they're like sending people links like, here, check out my TikTok. Oh, well, okay, but like give me the information. And there's definitely tools out there that I've looked at, like, but there isn't something that's so robust that is going to keep your information updated completely like all the time. Yeah. So I'm going to close out all of this because my computer is mad at me. Real mad.
it's okay. We will revisit. Thank you for crash coursing me through that.
It was my pleasure.
And
Yeah,
then,
I love this stuff.
And then we'll find more time to come back and try and get it deployed.
Okay, perfect.
All right.
I'm going to put on a like I'll be back soon kind of thing because I have to take a little break before me and Mikkel do our thing. So
all right.
Thanks everybody for being here.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Bye.
See you later.
Hello.
Okay, sorry. I ran to the bathroom and forgot to tell you.
No, you're fine.
How do I get this off? Okay, there we go. I just figured this is the stream that VGF and I were on up until now that I still have everything going to. Oh, let me get. I think his need to come off of here. I'm
Way too
gonna
close.
go off of LinkedIn now. And then
Oh yeah, I
let me
gotta
take
log in.
VGF
I logged in.
off
I'm gonna
of
add
here.
channels.
Okay.
I gotta
Yeah,
reconnect.
I took yours off.
You what?
Oh, sorry. VGF asked me
Oh, okay.
to take him off of here. So I'll just grab that. Actually, I'll just unpair it. Or we could just leave it on and just stream to VGF's Twitter. What do you think?
Is it gonna help us? I can't think of her right now.
Oh, you look cute.
I do?
You
That's not
do.
my password.
Really cute.
Shit.
With your hoodie
Thank
and your
you.
jacket. I want to be in a hoodie, but it is 146 degrees where I am.
It's raining here today.
Ooh.
What
I
the
like
hell?
rain.
What is my password? I'd meant that. Okay.
Also, Restream doesn't have like a filter, but we look fantastic. So,
Okay. Well, good.
I've-
Code.
we're having brisket for dinner.
Oh my god, that sounds so good. I just ate like a gross Italian sub.
Oh, good.
I'm trying to save my password. I clearly don't remember it.
I think you can just put channels in regardless.
It's making me log into my Twitter
Right?
though. It's making me reconnect it. And I just can't remember
Oh.
my password. Good job, Mikkel.
Oh, God. This connection.
I'm just gonna say forgot password.
I commit
Fuck, I'm gonna have to log everything back in and out.
It's not even the internet. It's this fucking. I gotta fix it.
Really?
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, it is really glitchy. Okay, maybe I can get it. What can I log into over here?
I don't know if this is gonna work because it keeps reconnecting.
Mm-hmm.
So I might need to restart this.
Okay. Well, maybe restart it and I can work on getting my X set up.
Well, I think it would kick you off.
Well, yeah, that's fine. I can still try to. I'll still be in Restream, and I'm just trying to log into my X.
Okay.